Are you tired of constantly playing catch up with your schedule? Today, we're going to take a look at the art of proactive planning to ensure that your weeks run smoothly and without the stress. And if you're looking for some other tips on how to free up time in your week, be sure to check out my Ultimate Weekly Planner for busy moms. You can find that in the link below in the description. Now, you may be thinking, I am way too busy to be planning out my weeks, or I've done that before and it just didn't work for me. But if I can do it and I have 4 kids and 2 jobs, then I know that you can do it too. Just by carving out 30 minutes a week, I have been able to save over 5 hours every week in just wasted reactive time. Planning seems irrelevant or insignificant sometimes, but it really is the roadmap to guiding our life in the direction that we want it to go. Yes, there are going to be bumps and detours along the way, but we just reshift, get back on track, and continue towards our destination. So let's jump in. Step 1, pick a day to do your planning and go ahead and set a reminder on your phone now. Be sure to pick a time that you're not going to be tempted to do something else that seems more fun. So if you're trying to plan your week, but that's normally when you watch your TV shows, then if you're not feeling it that day and you have to choose, which one are you going to choose? Probably watching the TV shows or taking a nap if you're going to do your planning when you usually take a nap. So make sure you're scheduling it during a time that you're not inclined to do something else instead. Step 2, you want to go ahead and make a loose schedule for the week. And what that means is go ahead and put in your appointments, meetings, any weird work hours, and any big events that don't normally happen on a weekly or daily basis. Step 3, you want to go ahead and start filtering in items from your to-do list. Because step 2 has already happened, you already have a pretty good picture of how each day looks in your week and what would be realistic to do on top of that. So for instance, I have a lot going on because I work 2 jobs. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I work my full-time job and then a part-time job at night. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I usually put nothing extra on my schedule because I know that I'm going to spend most of my day working. But then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, I have a little bit more margin to actually put in some items from the to-do list. Now, I usually pick maybe 1 or 2, depending on how free my day looks. And this is usually a bigger item, not like, oh, I'm going to go, make dinner today. And that's an item on my to-do list. I'm talking about like, I'm going to meal plan for the month or maybe gather tax information together. That is a bigger task that might take a little bit more time. Pick 1 or 2 to put onto your schedule each day, and then make sure you have enough margin for some things to happen along the way. If you're going to do meal planning for the month, and that normally takes you about an hour, give yourself maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours just in case life happens, because we know it does. So if you've already got that kind of buffered in to your tasks, then things are going to flow a lot more smoothly. And then step 4, skip the details. I know you're probably like, wait, what? But when you're planning out your week, this is the roadmap to what your week should be looking like. Now, each day, something's going to happen. You might encounter a snowstorm or there might be construction and you've got to take a detour. So if you've already got every single detail of every moment of every day planned out for your week, inevitably something's going to come along and mess that up, and it's just going to unravel the rest of your week. So having that loose schedule with a couple of things filtered in to your week, you have an idea of what things are going to look like. And then each day from there, you can go and actually plan out the details. But just for weekly planning, skip those details because you will do that on the actual individual days that come up. So to recap, in order to effectively plan out your week, you want to, step 1, pick a day to plan out your week. Step 2, make a loose schedule with those big items or things that don't normally happen every single day. Step 3, filter in some of those to-do list items. And then step 4, skip the details. Save that for your day-to-day planning. As a busy mom, I know that sometimes it can seem impossible to find even 30 minutes to do this weekly planning. But I promise you, if you make that a priority and actually spend that time planning out your week, you will save more time in the long run because you did that, because you're not going to be wasting time just reacting to everything that's coming your way. Not only is this going to help alleviate some of the stress of just trying to remember all the things, but it's also going to help you strategically plan ahead so that you're not as frazzled and overwhelmed. Don't forget to grab my Ultimate Weekly Planner, which is linked below, which has some additional tips to consider as you're planning out your weeks. I would also love for you to come follow me on Instagram, where I share some quick tips on routines and rhythms to help you save time and streamline your life. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next week.